Torn open and bleeding out at the bottom of a tomb, Seo Joo-heon spits curses at the old man who set him up. How could he do this to me? 38 years old, split nearly in two, he swears he won't die like a dog for the guild that used him. He rewinds his story to the start. In the year 2025, tombs suddenly erupted all over the world. Massive earthquakes came first, then the tombs, each one holding a relic buried deep inside. His hard years finally paid off the day he dug up the archaeologist's relic, a treasure that reveals every tomb and relic. But he was one step too late and ended up scouted by the corporation TKBM and its CEO, Tae-joon Kwon. This final mission was Kwon's trap. The CEO hung Joo-heon and his whole team out to dry. Now a monstrous snake has devoured his subordinates, and Joo-heon screams that it can eat him too and choke on his guts. A strange voice cuts through the tomb, a relic shocked that this dying human can hear it speak. The relic takes the shape of a crow and offers a chance. Let's see if you can truly claim the throne of the king. He wakes in a police station 15 years in the past, staring in disbelief at a life that already ended once. Then it clicks, the relics haven't surfaced yet, and this time he can grab every last one before anyone else. At death's door, he was flung 15 years back, and he means to use it. This is his one huge opportunity. Claim all the relics before a single rival makes a move. First though, a furious mother is demanding a settlement, accusing him of beating her high school son. He remembers this day perfectly. The brat threw the first punch and faked the fall. Broke and stripped of his archaeologist's pick, he has no tools and no money to start hunting relics. When a fist flies at him, he blocks it clean. Surprised, his old fighting instincts carried over. A glowing window pops into the air. Tomb Raider Joo-heon Soo, a pitiful pickpocket who can't even wield a shovel. The crow has rebuilt his old powers as a game menu. First up is Spy, rank F. A quest appears, ordering him to awaken the 4 dormant talents of a Tomb Raider. He tests Spy and grins as he sees everything within 3 feet in perfect detail. Detective Jeon-woo Kim, the man who took him in as an orphan, bails him out like a little brother, eyeing the crooks who once owned him. Joo-heon decides he's just found his startup funding. Kyung-tae Park, a street thug turned art broker, sneers and demands the disrespectful kid bow to his elders. Joo-heon remembers being trapped in this gallery from high school into his mid-20s, worked to the bone. This time he flips the script and tells the goons he's done working for their boss. Cracking his knuckles, he orders them to hand over his back pay and severance. He blocks and drops the thugs with ease, and even they can't believe how fast this rookie moves. 15 years of self-defense training live in his memory, and his body still remembers every move. His spy skill flags Kyung-tae's knife as a relic, and he wonders why a small-time crook has one. He snatches the blade mid-swing and claims it. That's mine now. Activating the relic, he can suddenly see through skin to organs and bone. Laid to their throats, he tells them to hand over the money if they don't want to die. As debt repayment, he pockets a valuable Buddha statue. The crooks were desperate to hide. Kyung-tae shrieks at his broken men to chase Joo-heon down and get the statue back. An appraiser waves off the Buddha statue as a worthless fake barely fit for decoration. But Joo-heon's instincts insist the piece is worth real money. His spy skill kicks in, detecting a suspicious essence hidden inside the statue. He cracks it open and finds it packed with illegal drugs. If this one is loaded, he realizes, every art piece those crooks own could be stuffed the same way. He calls Detective Jeon-woo, eyeing the 6-figure reward for reporting a drug ring. The raid targets the gang's warehouses, each sealed behind a different security code. Joo-heon walks the police through every locked room, claiming he just has a good memory. Over the phone, he taunts Kyung-ju, telling the old hag she should have paid him properly. With his seed money secured, he swears he'll find the relics before Tae-joon Kwon ever can. He comes home to a nightmare. His whole apartment building has vanished. His apartment sits buried under an enormous tomb, panicked neighbors flooding the street. There's no mistaking it. This mound was raised by a relic. He recalls this night ended with the tomb gone by morning, which means a rival cleared it, and that relic is his to steal first. He spots his old roommate, Dong-hyun Kim, in the crowd. When a soldier draws a gun on a civilian, Joo-heon drops him with one blow. Soldiers with rifles ringing his building tip him off that the military already knows about relics this early. Lurking nearby is Linda Walker, an American CIA agent. And beside her, Kiyoshi Abe of the Japanese excavation team. At the tomb's surface, Joo-heon studies the strange carvings, the tomb glyphs. The glyphs are a trap only a true expert can read, and he is far from just anyone. Deciphering them earns him the title Expert Cryptographer and the linguistic skill rank F. He finds the hidden entrance and cracks it open with a mocking, "Open Sesame." A warning flares up, an intense burst of energy is about to erupt from the tomb. The blinding light is the entrance, the true mouth of the tomb finally opening. He plunges in and finds deep, filthy water waiting at the bottom. Spotting the 2 agents on his tail, he rigs the trap to send them some trouble. Deeper inside, he reaches his prize, found it. The relic surfaces as the axes of gold and silver, asking which fallen knife is truly his. He recognizes it instantly, the honest woodcutter from Aesop's fables. The honest answer would hand him the axes and clear the tomb outright. Instead, he attacks the relic mid-trial, snarling that he doesn't trust it. He remembers these axes once turned their owner into a serial killer. The relic meant to give him a cursed reward, an ugly irony for a trial about honesty. So he skips the trial entirely and forces the relic to surrender through domination. He pours raw dominance onto the axes, daring them to endure the pain. Using relics requires a talent trait, or the relic will bend the user instead. Joo-heon's chosen path is dominance, the power to coerce a relic into obedience. The easy path, affinity, comes with a hidden cost. Too much friendliness poisons the owner. His will breaks the relic, and the system flashes. Success! He earns the title, the one who survived the tombs, and the tomb excavation skill. His Egyptian funeral knife shows its limit, a consumable relic with 54 of 100 uses left. He orders the relic to seal the tomb, trapping the two pursuers inside. The tomb's exit dumps him out through a city manhole, filthy but free. The Japanese team's prophecy about the new Korean player is chilling, the one who will devour the world. Back home, he mines his new linguistic skill to research information in every language. He starts digging into TKBM and its CEO, the man who will one day kill him. The gallery goons, now jobless, sieve and blame Joo-heon for ruining them. He phones them with an order, "Go to the Midas for me." The Midas is the world's largest secret auction house, tucked away in Las Vegas. He knows Kwon bought a powerful relic there around this exact time. Their target is a buyer called Jack Kamen, or JK, one of Kwon's favorite aliases. On the news, a woman's public suicide attempt reads to Joo-heon like an omen of a coming tomb. In a shop, he runs into Abe again, the agent who nearly drowned in the axe tomb. If Abe is here, a tomb is about to surface somewhere close. Pickpocketing the man, he clocks a bracelet relic and a small case relic on him. An earthquake rips through the square as the tomb begins to rise. Bingo, Joo-heon thinks. Abe was clearly waiting here for this tomb to appear. Abe's own prophecy warns him to be wary of alcohol, a warning about Joo-heon himself. It hits Abe at last. The Korean cursed by the prophecy is the man right in front of him. Joo-heon senses a savage energy from this tomb, far wilder than the last. He recognizes it, the tomb of the Japanese relic Muramasa. Muramasa was a line of medieval swordsmiths whose blades became legendary masterpieces. After feuding with the shogun, their blades were destroyed and rumored to be cursed. A warning flashes as the relic's bloodthirsty aura begins tearing at his skin. He proves a hard lesson to Abe. Modern guns simply don't fire inside a tomb. He pilfers Abe's relics, a rope bracelet and rice cake from the tale of the sun and moon siblings. Lifting them earns him the title Petty Pickpocket and the Nimble Finger skill. That completes all 4 basic Tomb Raider skills at once. The system declares mission complete. He is now a full-fledged Tomb Raider. But screams echo up from below, where trapped civilians beg for someone to save them. A girl slashed by the cursed knife is now possessed, deaf to every cry. It's a sacrificial trap. The death bridge only grows longer the more people are thrown in. The survivors say Abe sang a strange song, escaped his own trap, and left them all to die. Joo-heon binds the possessed girl in an instant. Rope, restrain her. Elsewhere, Abe gloats that he wiped out the witnesses and found the Muramasa chamber. Joo-heon calls on the gold axe to hunt down the real treasure. Muramasa's true form is revealed, a broken, pitted old sword. The relic demands the blood of 10 human sacrifices to restore its body. Joo-heon's answer to its trial is flat and cold, "I refuse." He gives it a taste of domination instead, forcing it to submit or shatter. The system rings out, tomb cleared. To save his skin, Abe blurts the secret Joo-heon wanted. The Japanese team is backed by TKBM. His arm is wrecked, the price of forcing relics through domination. Skipping a relic's trial and dominating it always leaves damage behind. A reward prompt offers him a choice, the path of domination or the path of affinity. Even with a ruined arm, he doesn't hesitate and picks the path of domination. His reward is underwhelming, a tiny relic that looks like a mint. He swallows it and watches the wounds on his arm knit shut. It was a healing relic. Surviving the relic poison unlocks something new, the tolerance skill. The news breaks the story of 50 people trapped in a structure with blades in the walls. Furious over the scandal, the Japanese team resolved to eliminate the Korean. His henchmen report 3 separate buyers listed as JK at the auction. A prompt warns him he's been marked by an S-rank relic, his future being red. He tells them he'll come to Vegas himself, but he has one stop to make first. The relic tracking him is Prince Shotoku's Future Guide, a legendary book of prophecy. Its chosen owner is Yuka Sasaki, a young girl who never asked for the power, no matter how she shreds or burns it. The Future Guide always returns to her, and it terrifies her. Worse, she can't even read the archaic characters the prophecies are written in. In the old timeline, the relic abandons her for a better owner, and Sasaki dies. Because the Japanese dare to track his location, Joo-heon decides everything has changed. In her hands, the Future Guide floods with a single line over and over, "Sasaki dies." Japan lets him enter the country, watching his every move through the future guide. He provokes them openly, scrawling curses aimed straight at the relic's owner. Sent in as bait, Sasaki only gawks at how handsome the target is. Instead of fleeing, she asks to be his fan, far dumber than he ever expected. He springs his own trap, roping up the ambushing soldiers before they can move. Playing along, he asks Sasaki to escape with him for the sake of love. She thinks she has the upper hand. Sure, their eye contact lets her read his future. The moment they're clear, he smashes her cell phone to pieces. Then he drops the act. You're the future guide user, aren't you? He admits he planned to slit her throat with Muramasa the instant she got close. Instead, he orders her to summon the future guide and copy down everything it says. He shows her how to call the relic by touching the tattoo it left on her. Write every line or die, he tells her, calmly eating his sundae. He explains the ranks. The future guide is a rank SS god tier relic he dares not dominate. He tells the trembling girl the truth, she was never using the relic, it was using her. Destroying the god tier relic earns him the title Violent Relic Destroyer and the Giant Hunter skill. The Japanese soldiers finally storm in, guns raised at his head. He tosses Abe's stolen rice cake relic into the middle of the soldiers. The charmed men instantly turn on each other, brawling over the rice cake. The housewife's rice cake both bewitches enemies and teleports its user away. He reasons that since TKBM backed the future guide, Sasaki may have met Quan. A prophecy in the notebook points to the underworld rife with greed. That can only mean the Midas auction house in Las Vegas. The line, about a god who knows your desires hints a god tier relic will appear there. In Vegas, his ragtag henchmen finally show up to greet him. Their research confirms it. One of the JK buyers is Quan's alias. The catalog lists Shakespeare's pen and the Code of Hammurabi, but no god tier relic yet. He heads straight for the casinos, calling Vegas the Mecca of gambling. His crew is convinced their boss has become a total psycho. The jackpot counter climbs into the millions as Joo-heon plays. He's hit at least 6 figures on every single machine he touches, and it unnerves everyone. Casino staff pat him down, certain no one is this lucky without a cheating device. His harmless souvenir knife is secretly the gold axe relic in disguise. He used the gold axe's power to sniff out wealth and pick the machines about to pay out. He reminds his giddy crew that the money isn't theirs. The silver axe's power is different, marking and locating any enemy who threatens him. The casino floor erupts into chaos, players suddenly robbed and ruined all at once. The cause walks in, Irene Holton, youngest daughter of the wealthy Holton family. Her true title is the King of Bankruptcy, and misfortune trails everyone near her. Her aura has bankrupted fortunes, sunk companies, even triggered a global financial crisis. A warning tells Joo-heon his relics will be gutted if he stays in her ominous presence. Her ominous aura traps him, and his relics start deteriorating fast. His crew recognizes her at last, the heiress Irene Holton. She only wants one thing from him, to know how he won all those jackpots. In the crowd, he spots Shiwoo-yoon, Kwan's rat-faced right-hand man. And behind Yoon comes the man himself, CEO Taejun Kwan, we finally meet. Of course, Kwan doesn't recognize the grunt till one day murder. Joo-heon smiles and vows to take every relic Kwan was meant to win here. Irene confesses that everyone who comes near her is struck by misfortune. The god-tier aura triggers his hidden tolerance skill, and it begins to rise. He realizes staying close to her actually levels up his tolerance. The enemy of his enemy, he decides, could be very useful. So he invites the King of Bankruptcy to join him inside the auction. Within minutes, her curse empties the hall as 2/3 of the bidders flee their sudden misfortune. But Kwan stays put, meaning there's something here he truly wants. A surprising rule surfaces. When Irene is happy, her relic's power surges. Her joy explodes the aura across a half-mile, and every relic nearby takes damage. The relentless attacks push his tolerance skill up to rank E. He feeds Irene false hope on purpose, hinting he can fix her curse. With the other buyers broke from panic bidding, he scoops up the relics he wants cheap. He walks away with the Code of Hammurabi, Shakespeare's pen, and Marie Antoinette's necklace. Then the final lot appears, Emperor Qin Shi Huang's Tree of Eternal Life, a god-tier healing relic. In his old life, Kwan used the tree's fruit as a leash, forcing Joo-heon to survive on it. He knows if that tree reaches Kwan's hands again, the whole past will repeat. Kwan crashes the bidding with $10 million. Kwan shoves the bid straight to $100 million. Timing it perfectly, Joo-heon slides Irene in as his proxy at $150 million. In the end, the Tree of Eternal Life goes to Irene Holton for a cool $500 million. He tells Irene her curse can't be fixed by adding something, only by taking something away. The plan is simple: strip the bankruptcy relic from her and claim it for himself. He asks whether any strange tattoo has appeared on her body. Relics split into 2 kinds, consumable and bound, and only bound ones leave tattoos. But her relic is something rarer, a parasitic type living forcibly inside her body. He realizes he can't extract this terrifying god-tier ability after all. Then dread hits him. Did I leave a fox to guard the hen house? Using the gold axe, he tracks down the henchman who bolted with his money. He unveils his newest prize, the Code of Hammurabi, a counter relic of eye for an eye. The Code of Hammurabi reflects any attack straight back on the attacker. He twists it into a binding contract, forcing the terrified henchmen to serve him. He warns them the world is about to be flipped on its head, but they'll be safe under him. Their new job is nursing the whiny almond sapling, the Tree of Eternal Life. The tree loathes high domination users and prefers gentle, high affinity hands. His phone rings, it's Taijun Kwan calling him directly. Kwan wants to talk about the almond sapling Irene 1. Joo-heon coldly hangs up on the most powerful man in the country. Shi Woo-yoon begs Kwan for permission to use the company's relics to hunt Joo-heon down. Yoon comes tracking him alone. Still not taking him seriously, Joo-heon senses the faint auras of the relics Yoon is carrying. When Yoon screams in his face, Joo-heon answers with a single, brutal punch. Kwan learned Joo-heon has the Tree of Life and sent a tracker after him at once. That Yoon came alone tells Joo-heon the man doesn't take him seriously at all. As Yoon loses his temper, his grip on his relics visibly weakens. Joo-heon knows him well, a kicked-out corporate heir eaten alive by an inferiority complex. Enraged, Yoon can't command any of his higher-ranked relics. Joo-heon toys with him, laughing that Yoon actually believed he'd hand over the tree. The system confirms it. Yoon's lost composure crashes his relic control from grade A to D. Joo-heon plucks a possession-type relic right out of Yoon's hands. It's the voodoo priest's zombie powder, a rank A relic that steals the mind. Yoon ends up a mindless, naked man arrested in the heart of Las Vegas. Joo-heon tallies his haul: the Hammurabi Code, Shakespeare's pen, the necklace, and the Tree of Life. As he prepares to fly home, TKBM's lawyer Gina Lee arrives, Kwan's next move. TKBM's lawyer tracks Joo-heon down, praising how he bested Shi Woo-yoon and dangling the contract with the guild's excavation team. The offer is fat, $100 million advance and a yearly salary, all to bind him to CEO Kwan. When he refuses, the threats come out. She warns his whole group could die of some unknown disease if he doesn't obey. Joo-heon doesn't flinch. He tells her the only one who'll vanish without a trace is her and draws the zombie powder relic. She's stunned he'd use a relic in the open, but he doesn't care if the world learns about relics. He's not like the rest of them. Shrugging off the zombie powder, he reads her high dominance and warns her to pull a relic of her own, because his next hit is coming harder. With the Code of Hammurabi, he flips her attack back on her, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Then the silver axe swings, an artifact built to obliterate everything of value its target owns. The chaos draws a bigger fish. TKBM CEO Taijun Kwan himself steps into the cafe. Kwan tries to dominate Joo-heon's crew, but Joo-heon shrubs it off and tells the old man not to dominate other people's subordinates. Kwan reveals a prophecy. One day the world will learn relics exist, and he means to kill anyone who could hasten that day. But Joo-heon has already picked the old man's pocket, lifting one of his relics clean off him mid-fight. Kwan rages that Joo-heon dared steal his relic. Joo-heon just grins and says he should have guarded it better. The system chimes, his Nimblefinger's skill jumps to rank D, and he earns a title as a pickpocket whose skill surprises the gods. The old man isn't done. He unveils the Relic of Conquest, a parasitic artifact that bends another person's mind to total obedience. Kwan activates it, commanding everyone in the cafe to obey him. But something ancient stirs beneath them. A voice warns of a jackal god in slumber, and Joo-heon recognizes it as Anubis, the Egyptian god of death. Warnings flood his vision. A deadly Egyptian aura is trying to enter his body, and relics powerful enough to cause the apocalypse are emerging. This is the Great Catastrophe, the event that kicks off the chaotic era of relics. Across the globe, malicious Egyptian tombs erupt at once. Las Vegas, Tokyo, Seoul, the whole world turning into one giant tomb. Joo-heon, Kwan, and the crew are sealed inside a vicious tomb, and the only way out is to clear it. The tomb's master appears, Set, a god-tier relic and the Egyptian god of darkness and destruction. He isn't alone. Anubis the Black Jackal and Osiris with his crook and flail join him. 3 god-tier relics in one place. Set charges first, meaning to simply overpower these insignificant humans with raw strength. All 3 gods attack at once, their malicious auras engulfing Joo-heon's group in the blink of an eye. Without built-up tolerance, that aura shreds the human body. His friends start bleeding just standing there. Joo-heon tells them to run and hide, promising the gods won't even notice ants like them slipping away. Only he stays standing, unbothered, telling the old god it's simply a difference in class. He turns the Code of Hammurabi on the gods, forcing their own aura back at them, an eye for an eye. In the myth, jealous Set murders his brother Osiris, and that old grudge makes the 2 relics turn on each other. Anubis summons the Scale of Judgment and declares, Joo-heon's trial has begun. 42 jurors assemble. Answer every question with a yes, or the beast in the dark devours your lying heart. The first question, is it true you have never committed theft? Joo-heon has, a shit ton of times. He realizes the trap. No sinner alive could honestly answer yes to all 42 questions. Judged with a heart heavier than iron, he's condemned to fall to hell, straight into the beast's maw. As he plummets toward death yet again, a mysterious voice notes the foolish human seems to be in some trouble. A strange figure materializes, remarking it has been some time since it appeared in person. It offers to help him escape, deciding it would be fun to use a similar Egyptian power to do so. Above, the god sensed something wrong. Anubis's realm of judgment is being forcefully ripped apart. The force tearing it open is unmistakable, the power of the sun god, Ra. The gods recognize the culprit, the Black Crow, a traitor who once stood with humans and devoured his own brethren's power. The gods unleash their true abilities, warning that this time the dead will rise all across the world. But the tables have turned. Joo-heon can finally use his own relics inside the tomb now. The gods drop into their true forms, Set's stake, Osiris's hourglass, Anubis's Ankh, confident their army of the dead is infinite. He picks up the possessed knife of an Egyptian undertaker, which reacts with joy at sensing Lord Anubis nearby. Using the knife to hunt them down, he ambushes Set before the god even knows how he was found. He drags Anubis back and demands he reopen the Judgment Realm, insisting the last trial's result was wrong. The terms are simple: fix the questions, or be ground into dust. Cornered, Anubis reopens the trial. The huge scale and 42 jurors reassemble exactly as before. This time, Joo-heon dictates the questions, ordering the god to ask only what he's told to ask. He points out this isn't a real judgment of his soul anyway, so the rules are whatever he says they are. Reworded to his liking, every question is now one he can answer with a proud yes. The system confirms it, he's cleared the trial, and one of the 3 great tomb relics has fully submitted to him. Dominating a god-tier Egyptian relic raises his tolerance and efficiency against every death-type relic to come. Watching the tomb collapse, Kwon revises his estimate. This is no clueless brat, he's frighteningly skilled. The old man drops the threats and makes a formal offer to work together as partners. Joo-heon sees right through it, calling out the evil intentions hidden behind the friendly word partnership. He remembers a past life where Kwon used the Tree of Life to chain him and treat him like garbage. Kwon's body keeps healing itself, protected by the body of Achilles dipped in the river Styx, an obvious god-tier relic. Joo-heon proposes a mutiny, the weak rising against those in power, and draws the cursed blade Muramasa. He cuts Kwon down after maxing out his domination over Muramasa, a trick that multiplies the relic's power at the cost of shattering it. Feeling threatened, Kwon's Relic of Conquest activates on its own, threatening to catch Joo-heon in the blast. Both the Achilles Relic and the Relic of Conquest take heavy damage, leaving Kwon unable to act for a while. Joo-heon spares him, not out of mercy, but because he has no way to actually kill the old man right now. The whole world is on the news. After the airport catastrophe, everyone will finally know that relics are real. His broken relics need fixing, so he hunts for Jae-ha-yu, a relic restoration specialist. Jae-ha was the top restorer, a near monopoly on the market, nicknamed the Gifted Grifter King. In his past life, Jae-ha ended up working for Kwon, and Joo-heon means to get him first, no matter what. But the trail is grim. Jae-ha conned Irene's brother, selling the same forged painting to 20 different buyers. Worse, Irene reports that Jae-ha is dead, his car smashed through a guardrail and off a cliff. Joo-heon refuses to believe it. Jae-ha dying now, years before they were supposed to meet, makes no sense. It hits him, the timeline has changed. Events are no longer unfolding the way they did before he died. Bedridden and unable to heal, Kwon fumes that all his work keeping relics secret has been undone. An unexpected visitor arrives at his bedside, the arms dealer Edward. Edward reveals he deals not just in arms but in information, and he's the one who told Kwon's clients everything. He offers a lifeline, an expert who can repair Kwon's damaged immortality relic. That expert is Jae-ha-yu, very much alive and hiding out after faking his own death from a con gone wrong. Jae-ha admits he's pretending to be dead, dodging the people he scammed. Edward dangles the client, TKBM CEO Taeyoon Kwon, a big fish who'll definitely pay. Meanwhile, Joo-heon reaches Jae-ha's gallery, sensing the energy of a relic despite the staff's denials. He flashes over 10 relics, some high-ranking, as bait for Jae-ha's greedy assistant Min-hee. The bait works. Her rushing to report the relics proves Jae-ha is definitely still alive. Jae-ha takes the bait too, planning to make perfect fakes and swap them for Joo-heon's real relics. Joo-heon smiles. To catch a big fish, you need quality bait, and he's gambling everything on it. Jae-ha marvels at the haul of high-ranking relics, thinking he's found an easy mark. His weapon is the secret signature, the bound-type relic of the forger who shocked the world. One touch and it makes a flawless forgery of any relic, right down to a fake aura that lasts about half a day. But Joo-heon isn't fooled. He erupts, exposing that the woman switched his real relics for fakes. He ropes the fleeing Jae-ha with a living restraint relic and hauls him in. Jae-ha's story spills out. His signature art style was stolen by his own teacher, a man named Jean Richard. That betrayal broke something in him, turning a gifted artist into a bitter scammer. To break him, Joo-heon brings out Shakespeare's childhood pen, where whatever you write comes true. He writes Jae-ha into agonizing pain centered right between his legs. Then the deal: sign a contract in life, refuse and don't. It's a slave contract, all restorations for free, on call day and night, punished by the code of Hammurabi if he breaks it. Still, Jae-ha secretly calls Kwon, eager to take the CEO's job instead. Joo-heon crashes the meeting and snatches Jae-ha away, declaring him his exclusive restorer from now on. He warns Jae-ha that working for Taejun Kwon is a terrible call, a rotten, twisted rope. He tries a calmer approach, introducing himself properly as the leader of a new excavation team. Then he cuts deep, calling Jae-ha a pathetic forger scamming people in a Los Angeles alley. Jae-ha snaps, insisting it was Jean Richard who copied him, not the other way around. Joo-heon reveals the truth. Jean Richard is a relic user who can transform into anyone and copy their abilities perfectly. He makes an offer Jae-ha can't ignore, to restore the reputation and art style Jean stole from him. Jae-ha still storms off, so Joo-heon slips him a protection relic, certain he'll come crawling back. Sure enough, the next morning, Jae-ha goes straight to his meeting with Taejun Kwon. What Jae-ha doesn't know is that Kwon and Jean are future key members of the relic monopoly Pandora. The trap springs. Kwon refuses to let Jae-ha leave, having his men grab him. And the protection relic Joo-heon gave him kicks in, working out even better than he'd planned. Joo-heon strolls in to rescue Jae-ha again, taunting Kwon that his broken relics can't fight anymore. Kwon's bodyguards lunge, and Shakespeare's pen drops them with unbearable pain right between their legs. Back home, Joo-heon puts Jae-ha to work repairing relics, the real reason he was contracted. He demands all the relics fixed within 3 days, and Jae-ha insists it's flat out impossible. To prove it can be done fast, Joo-heon borrows the restoration relic to demonstrate himself. He restores at blinding speed, and Jae-ha is stunned that Joo-heon is somehow good at this too. Joo-heon explains he isn't investing in the Jae-ha of now, but the future Jae-ha who'll become the best. Edward calls, and Joo-heon already knows him as the future King of Riches, a major power in the relic market. The job: the Chinese government has put a bounty on a tomb, and Edward wants the relics inside stolen. The real client behind it is Kira Clark, and the name gives Joo-heon pause. Kira is a US Army general titled the King of War, obsessively collecting every map-type relic. A map relic is exactly what he could use, so with a grin, he takes the job. Jae-ha whines about a business trip right after starting, while Joo-heon just tells him to keep repairing. Their ride is arranged by Irene Holton, daughter of the family whose name makes Jae-ha go pale. Joo-heon tells Irene she'll learn to handle relics from the two of them. Her curse is a parasitic relic living inside her body, one they can't simply remove. In Macau, 2/3 of the city has already become a tomb, its entrance near Taipa Island. Then, their relics start vanishing, snatched by a cunning thief relic, a rival pickpocket. The thief turns out to be a little kid using the Medusa relic, and she works for the US government, part of the excavation team hunting the same tomb. Joo-heon frees the frustrated girl, refusing to go too hard on a child. He realizes the US is hedging its bets, ensuring the relic reaches them no matter which team wins. Before letting her go, he curses her, so telling her team about him, or using relics again, brings unbearable pain. With few relics repaired, they head into the tomb empty-handed, and Jae-ha realizes there's no plan. At the CIA base, Agent Linda Walker tries to calm the fallout from losing the team's relics. The kid, Vivian, is blamed for losing everything, insisting the relics were taken from her. The truth comes out hilariously. The unbearable pain Joo-heon cursed her with is just tickling. Out on the Yellow Sea, a god-tier relic permits their fleet to enter its enormous tomb. Its monsters bite the crew and take control of them, small variables meant to destroy a large force. Joo-heon counters with the code of Hammurabi, forcing the controlled men to slam their heads down in submission. The loose-lipped relic brags that rumors about Joo-heon have spread among all relics. Joo-heon presses it for information about the crow the Egyptian relics kept mentioning. The relic reveals the crow was a respected god-tier relic with the power of predation, able to devour others' powers. After the crow sided with a human and betrayed them, the relics threw him in a prison. Joo-heon smiles, realizing the crow sounds like exactly the kind of ally he wants. The relic answers with a second wave, far bigger than the first. The monsters swarm, ignoring everyone else and fixating entirely on Joo-heon's group. Disaster strikes when the funeral knife relic shatters, destroyed mid-fight. With no combat relics left, they're forced to run for the cabin. But the enraged relic left a scent trail leading straight back to itself, and Joo-heon knows exactly where it is. They spot the American excavation team, the same thieves with that Medusa kid. One rival wields a steel pipe that's secretly an A-rank sword relic, and Joo-heon wants it. He forces out its true form, the sword of the Scylla Flower Knights, an epic rank blade bestowed by a king. Relic claimed, he leaps aboard a boat with Jae-ha, leaving the big rival howling. To slow the pursuers, he has the rope relic hurl the agent Linda into the sea. Following the scent, they close in on the relic hiding beneath a massive tree. The tomb's relic demands a sacred prayer before it will let him claim it. Joo-heon refuses to grovel. Instead, he tells the Scylla sword, it's time to eat and devour the thing. The prize is revealed. The map of Jung-hee's treasures of the West, an epic rank consumable relic. Map in hand, Joo-heon closes the tomb and turns to the next move, a con. He has the map mark every location tied to the relic of misfortune cursing Irene. It pings a hit in Turkey, the place they'll need to go to free her. The danger is Kiera's Columbus's map, which reveals every tomb and relic in any marked area. Because Irene's relic is parasitic and can't be taken, Kiera will instead force her to work through blackmail. So, Joo-heon's plan is to provoke Kiera and draw her out into the open. When they meet, he intends to destroy every one of that woman's precious map relics. Jae-ha forges a fake map, which Joo-heon hands to Edward to pass along to Kiera. Later, Edward storms in, furious, demanding to know what Joo-heon actually sold him. The fake vanished and took nearby people with it, including the Prime Minister of the UK. As Edward panics about the catastrophe, he notices Joo-heon is laughing. Joo-heon laughs because a missing Prime Minister isn't a disaster, it's an opportunity. With Kiera now in hot water too, it's the perfect situation to con her. He tells Edward to connect him to the general, claiming he can actually solve the whole mess. On the call, he coolly insists he simply retrieved the relic and handed it over. Nothing unjust about him. Then he offers to help, saying he can't ignore a problem as big as the vanished Prime Minister. His hook, he can draw out the hidden powers of her map relics to locate the missing man. Intrigued, Kiera agrees, but on her terms, he comes with no relics and works in front of her men. The system brands him anew, Tomb Raider Joo-heon, the raider who scams people out of their relics. Defying her order, he shrinks and camouflages the relics he'll need for the operation. At the hotel, he meets Kiera, who confirms she senses no relics on him. She lays out her maps, Barbossa's pirate map, Anaximander's world map, and the A-rank Columbus's voyage. Joo-heon simply asks to borrow a pen. He scrawls tomb glyphs, the written alphabet of the relics themselves. He claims the instructions will activate the map's hidden powers. In truth, he already found the Prime Minister's location using Jung-hee's map before he ever arrived. He announces the answer with total confidence. The Prime Minister is in the Sahara Desert. Kiera confirms his real fear. She has no intention of ever letting someone this skilled leave. Right on cue, her map relics burst into flames. In the chaos, Joo-heon and Jae-ha simply disappear. Their escape was Jae-ha secretly drawing this fountain on the floor with the Montmartre painter's ink. And the pen he borrowed was Shakespeare's, swapped in so every command he wrote would come true. Written in the language of relics that none of Kiera's men could read, his commands seized their minds. Elsewhere, Kiera calls Jean Richard for repairs, connecting the man who smashed TKBM's relics to the one who burned hers. Jean reassures her, soon Pandora will be launched. In Turkey, Irene's control is improving, proud that nothing went wrong while she was out buying food. Joo-heon tells her to shift her focus from affinity to domination from now on. At Cappadocia, they find something strange. The tomb is still there even though the relic is attached to Irene. The site is crawling with the US Tomb Special Operations Force, all under Kiera's command. Joo-heon reminds them he isn't just an excavator, he's a tomb raider. His way in is a relic he took off the Medusa kid, the absurd brother's sweet potato that just makes you fart. Using his tomb excavation skill, he can blow a hole straight into the tomb through its weak spot. The blast opens a clean tunnel leading into the inner tomb. Inside, he identifies the prize, the Hand of Midas relic, likely the very one attached to Irene. The myth points the way. If the tomb holds an equivalent of the Pactolus River, it could wash the relic off her. Then soldiers open fire, somehow able to shoot inside the damaged tomb. Joo-heon sends Irene and Jae-ha ahead, staying behind to deal with the soldiers himself. Kiera's base gets word that 2 men and a woman broke into the Turkish tomb, unarmed but somehow inside. She knows instantly it's those bastards again. Joo-heon lures the soldiers into a trap room with the Scylla sword's speed. There he springs it, turning the surrounded troops into solid gold. Rejoining the others, he's found the tomb's equivalent of the Pactolus River. He tells Irene to bathe in the water, just as King Midas washed away his golden touch. But a hidden relic slumbering in the lake awakens, the golden lake spewing a hideous aura. Irene's body starts turning to gold as the water traps her. A figure rises from the lake, declaring it has come to take back its brother. Joo-heon works it out. The Midas relic is split in two, the golden hand and the bankruptcy hand. The golden hand wants to kill Irene to reclaim the bankruptcy hand fused to her, so they'll dominate it instead. Joo-heon supports Irene's domination and praises her, calling her an excellent student. Irene commands the relic to surrender, and it finally breaks under her will. Their golden bodies return to normal. They've done it. With the golden hand balancing the bankruptcy hand, Irene's misfortune curse is finally under control. Then the whole tomb shudders as a fierce goddess of destruction launches a surprise attack on it. Joo-heon knows immediately this is Kiera's doing. They only destroyed her maps, not her deadliest weapon, the Sekhmet relic that earned her the King of War title. He shields them with the Code of Hammurabi as the tomb caves in around them. Trapped, he recalls a skill he shrugged off before, Restore Tomb. Now it's a lifeline. Restore Tomb clears the debris and carves an escape path through the rubble. Back at base, an agent finds General Kiera transformed into a baby. That's the price of the Sekhmet relic, transformation, mirroring the goddess who became Hathor. And the larger machine turns. Pandora, the International Tomb Management Organization, holds its inauguration. Escaping Turkey, they take Irene's private jet to New York. Landing at JFK, Joo-heon senses a massive relic power waiting inside the airport. It's Pandora, announcing it will now supervise every relic and demanding owners identify themselves. Joo-heon turns it into a lesson, urging Irene to test out her now complete Midas relic on them. The Pandora agents corner them, ordering them to hand over their relics. Irene answers with a golden touch, and the agent's gun explodes in his hand. She pushes harder, and the bankruptcy hand's devastating aura floods the entire airport. Joo-heon sends a survivor back with a message that Pandora should do something more productive than writing dogshit laws. The news pins the airport disaster squarely on Pandora, ruining their debut. But something nags at Joo-heon. Irene used enormous power, and there's no way there wasn't the price. Suddenly, Irene seizes up, gasping that she can't breathe. The relic has come to collect. Joo-heon realizes with dread that it started.